So in about 40 minutes, that one should be about full. Because it's not recording.
Now up for the Saints is left fielder Courtney
Up to
Cloud.
bat for the Saints, number 18, Courtney Cloud.
Cloud reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning and will line that one to Randall, who throws on over to Martinez for the third out of the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for the Saints. Red Raiders lead 3-2 after 4. And we're back in the top of the fifth inning. Saints trailing 3-2 after the Raiders scored 3 runs in the fourth inning. Oliver bunts down the left third base line and will beat out the throw from Parsons and starts the inning off with a bunt single.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 8, Kelsey Randall.
Randall will come up for the Raiders, and she lays down a bunt but does not get it. Throw is high as Sell came out and almost got the runner Oliver at first base. And that ball is lined out to left field. Oliver thought that was going to drop, and that will be a double play for the Saints. Randall with the fly out to Cloud. Oliver thought that one was getting down for at least a double. Cloud able to double up Oliver at first base, and now 2 outs in the inning.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 3, Alexa Gonzalez.
And that one will be popped up to Cloud for the third out of the inning. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the Saints. 3-2, Southern Oregon leads. We are back in the bottom of the 5th inning. Due up for the Saints is Taylor, Parsons, and Kenny.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 1, Justine Taylor.
Taylor singled in the 2nd inning to the pitcher. Drove in a run for the Saints, 1 of 2 on the day. Infield in, protecting the bunt. And she's swinging on the first pitch for strike 1. And that one will be fouled back to the right side for strike 2. White has Taylor in an early 0-2 hole. White looks in for the sign. Finds the right pitch. The windup. And gets her with the outside slider. 1 down for the Saints in the bottom of the 5th.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 5, Katie Parsons.
Katie Parsons will now step in for the Saints. She struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Parsons is a .262 hitter on the year. 5 RBIs, no home runs. Strike on the outside corner. Saints looking to get a base runner on. And ground out to Randall, on over to Martinez for the 2nd out of the inning.
Up to bat, number 11, Jalen Kenny.
Jalen Kenny steps up for the Saints. Leadoff hitter for him. She struck out in the 1st inning and then grounded out to the pitcher in the 2nd. She takes ball 1 to start her at bat. And that one will be easily popped up to Randall for the 3rd out of the inning. And another 1-2-3 inning for the Saints as they trail 3-2 going into the 6th inning. We're here in the top of the 6th inning at Centennial Park. Southern Oregon leading Carroll College 3-2. Southern Oregon has 4 hits and left two girls on base. Carroll with 5 hits and also 2 runners left on base.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 15, Kayleen Smith.
The number 3 hitter for the Raiders will lead off the inning, Kayleen Smith. She grounded out to the pitcher in the first and singled to right field in the fourth. That was the first hit of the day for the Raiders. And she will lay down a bunt to Parsons, who was ready for it, came up and throws the runner out, barely getting her by a step. That was a close play there at first base. Could have gone either way. Next up for the Raiders is the cleanup hitter, Miller, Jaylene Miller. And we'll take strike 1. This is Miller's first at bat, and she will ground out to Taylor, who makes a nice backhanded stop and comes up with the throw for the second out of the inning. A nice play by Taylor, ranging to her left, coming up with a strong throw to get the runner.
To bat, number 10, Abigail Lund.
Abigail Lund now to the plate. Grounded out to the pitcher in the second and singled to first and drove in the first run for the Raiders in that 3-run fourth inning. She will take ball 1 outside to start this at bat. Missing low for ball 2. Megan Geip has 76 pitches on the day, 43 strikes, 33 balls. But that one will be down the middle for strike 1. Lund is a .250 hitter, and she picked up her 5th RBI of the season today. And that will be a foul ball off the batter's foot. Count goes to 2-2 with 2 outs in the inning. Lund steps back in. Geip with the pitch. And that one will be fouled off to the right side. Geip went with the high fastball trying to blow it by Lund. Lund was able to defend it and foul it off. And that will miss outside. We have a full count. A lot of full counts today for the Raiders. Lund steps in. Geip ready. Payoff pitch. Fastball high. Almost got Lund to go around, but she is able to hold back and will get on base with a 2-out walk.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 2, Megan Winton.
Winton will now step in for the Raiders, the 6th hitter in the lineup, playing right field. She struck out in the second inning and grounded out in the fourth. She will pop that one up, Taylor underneath, and that is it for the top of the 6th. Raiders lead 3-2. In the bottom of the 6th inning, due up for the Saints, Paige Blake, Allison Bear, and Tiana Sell. The Saints have not had a hit since the 2nd inning for a Justine Taylor single. White is working with 10.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 8, Paige Blake.
White has retired 10 straight batters. And Blake will take ball 1 on the inside corner. She singled to the catcher in the 1st inning and then grounded out to third in the 3rd inning. Blake entered today hitting .364 with 5 RBIs. She takes a ball outside. She leads the team with 7 steals. The Saints have 26 steals on the season. So Paige looking to get on base, and I'm sure the Saints will take advantage of her speed. She will foul that one off to the left side behind the dugout. 2-1 the count on Blake. White has only thrown 55 pitches on today. 40 of them have been strikes. She's been very efficient. And Blake trying to poke it over the infield's head, but that one will go foul down the left field line. Count is now 2-2. Blake back into the batter's box. White has the sign. The pitch almost gets Blake to go on the pitch in the dirt, but does not, and that will be a full count. A rare full count for White today. The payoff pitch will be low, and Paige Blake is on for the Saints to lead off the inning.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 24, Allison Bayer.
Now up for the Saints, the first baseman, Allison Bear. Dangerous hitter, hitting .319 on the season with a team-leading 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. She singled to third in the 1st, and she will pop that one up right side. She then popped up to first base in the 3rd inning. 1 for 2 on the day. Corners in for the Raiders. Pitch in the dirt will get away from Ruvalcaba, and that will allow Paige Blake to move on over to second base. Bear will foul that one off. 0-2 on Bear. Any hit really into the outfield might be enough to score Paige Blake and tie the game.
Do you guys have a roster sheet? Because I would like to know all the softball players' dates.
And that will be a pitch outside for strike 3 on Bear. Her first strikeout of the day. And that will bring up the freshman, Tiana Sell. Tiana grounded out to short in the 1st and flied out to right in the 3rd. And that will be off to the left side, knocked down by Gonzalez. And that will be an infield hit for Sell. First hit for the Saints since the 2nd inning.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 6, Taylor Oswald.
Paige Blake stayed at second base with that ball being hit to the left side of the infield. And Taylor Otswald now up to the plate. She doubled in the second inning and then popped up to second in the fourth. That ball will be outside to start the at-bat. Saints have runners on second and first, one out in the inning and trail by one. And that will be foul down the left field line. Third pitch of the at-bat is fouled back. Just make sure they don't fly away. Make sure they don't fly away. And she will foul that one back as well. Count remains 1-2. Three straight foul balls for Oswald. The pitch by White. A changeup, high changeup that gets Oswald for back-to-back strikeouts.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 22, Megan Geip.
The pitcher, Megan Geip, steps in for the Saints. She singled to right in the second inning and later scored. She grounded out the third and the fourth. But she will take ball one on the outside corner. Saints have Blake at second base and Sell at first base. Down by one. Corners in for the Raiders. And that will be low for ball two. 2-0 for Megan Geip. Geip is hitting 192 on the season. She has 1 home run and 3 RBIs. White will hit with an outside fastball, bring the count 2-1, excuse me. Here at Centennial Park in Helena, Montana. And that pitch will be low, 3-1 now on Geip. Should Geip get on base, Courtney Cloud would be next for the Saints. White with the sign, the pitch, and that will be popped into right field for an out by Winton. Saints leave 2. Raiders lead 3-2 after 6. We are back, top of the 7th inning. Martinez will lead off for the Raiders. Southern Oregon leads Carroll 3-2.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 13, Taylor Martinez.
Martinez is 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI coming off of a single to center in the 4th inning. Megan Geip will step in for her 7th inning, looking for her 6th complete game of the year. And we'll get strike 1 on the outside corner. And that will be ground out to Allison Bear at first base for out number 1.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 34, Jasmine Rubacalva.
The catcher for the Raiders will now step in, Jasmine Ruvacalba. And she will take ball 1 on the outside corner, just missing. She is 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out to a pitcher and a fly out to center field. Ball 2 high. Geip working quick in the inning. And that one will be fouled back behind us here for strike 1. Ruvacalba up 2-1 in the count. Digs back in. Just missing that pitch as well. Another high fastball by Megan Geip. Fouled back for 2-2 now. And that pitch will be driven out to right field, back to the wall, and Hogan not able to come up with it, and that will be a double for Ruvacalba. Hogan went back to the wall, trying to find how far away she was from that wall and not colliding.
For the Raiders, number 21, Aaliyah Oliver.
All right, Ruvacalba will now be pulled from the game for a pinch runner.
9 for 34 running, please.
Pinch runner is going to be Davlin Ontiveros. Now up for the Raiders, center fielder Oliver, and she lines that one to center field, but right at Paige Blake. Ontiveros did not tag, and that will be 2 outs in the inning.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 8, Kelsey Randall.
And this will bring up the leadoff hitter for Southern Oregon, Kelsey Randall, who's 0 for 3 on the day. With 2 groundouts and a flyout. 2 outs in the inning. And that will be a strike on the outside corner. A large insurance run sitting out there on second base. Randall looking to drive her in and pick up her 10th RBI. That will be a bunt, but will go foul. The infield was back. It was a nice thought. Just went foul. 0-2 the count with 2 outs. Megan Geip looking to get out of the inning and bring up the Saints. And that will be lined up the middle for a hit. Here comes the runner. The throw to the plate will be late. And down to second base goes Randall on the throw. Raiders take a 4-2 lead with 2 outs in the 7th inning.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 3, Alexa Gonzalez.
Now hitting for the Raiders is Alexis Gonzalez. 0 for 3 on the day. And that will be driven down the left field line foul. And that was a big hit by Randall to drive in the extra run to push it to a 4-2 lead for Southern Oregon. Randall on second base. And that was a high changeup that floats in for strike number 2. And again, Geip 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. And she will get it with the strikeout. 1 run will score for the Raiders in the 7th inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Southern Oregon 4, Carroll College back in the bottom of the 7th inning. Due up for the Saints is 7, 8, 9 hitters, Cloud, Taylor, and Parsons. Ruvalcaba re-entered the game at catcher after being pinch ran for in the last inning.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 18, Courtney Cloud.
Courtney Cloud 0 for 2 on the day. She has 4 stolen bases, so she can get on base. Look for her to go, and she will pop up, though, to Gonzalez for the first out of the inning. A quick out for White.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 1, Justine Taylor.
Justine Taylor now will step in for the Saints. She's 1 for 2 on the day, singled in the 2nd inning, and she will foul that pitch off. Sydney White looking to pick up her 4th win of the season. This is her 7th start of the year. And that will be lined up center field. Taylor aboard, and that will bring the tying run to the plate in Katie Parsons.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 5, Katie Parsons.
Katie Parsons is 0 for 2 on the day. And she will take the first pitch outside for a ball. Corners in for Southern Oregon. Don't think the Saints are going to be looking to drop a bunt, though, down 2. And she will swing and miss for strike 1. White has 78 pitches on the day, 56 of them are strikes. Been very efficient, going right after the Carroll hitters. The pitch outside again and gets Parsons the chase for strike 2. 1-2 the count. Parsons at first base. The pitch will be outside for ball 2. White trying to hit that outside corner. White looks in for the sign, has the pitch. The windup. Outside fastball again, but this time Parsons able to foul it off to stay alive. 1 out in the inning. Southern Oregon leads 4-2 over Carroll College. Game 1 of a doubleheader. The windup, the throw. A changeup that got Parsons ahead of herself, able to foul it off and stay alive. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. One of the few at-bats for Carroll to go this deep into the count. White with the pitch. Fouled off again by Parsons. Staying alive. She steps out. A few practice swings in. Recollect herself. Gets back into the batter's box. White has the sign. She's ready. The windup. And that one will be fouled off again by Parsons. That is the 4th straight foul ball of the at-bat. And this will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. White attacking that outside corner. Parsons not giving it to her. Justine Taylor on at first base. And she fouled off again. Barely, after a changeup almost got her, but just able to nick it and stay alive. She steps in the batter's box, awaiting the 10th pitch of the at-bat. And that one will be drove out to right field. Under it is Winton for the second out of the inning. Carroll will stay at first base.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 11, Jalen Kenny.
And that will bring up the top of the order for the Saints. Jalen Kenny, who is 0 for 3 on the day. She struck out, ground out, and popped up to short. And she will take strike one to lead off the at-bat. Saints down to their final out, trailing by 2. Kenny has no home runs on the season, but 4 RBIs and hitting .392. And that ball will be in the dirt and get away from Ruvalcaba, allowing Justine Taylor to move down to second base and into scoring position. Count is now 1-1 on Kenny. White steps onto the rubber, looks in for the sign, has it. Starts her rotation. The pitch is hit to shortstop Randall, who cannot come up with it cleanly, and Kenny will reach. Justine Taylor over to third. Madison Soper. Have a pinch hitter for Paige Blake. It will be number 10, Madison Soper. Justine Taylor on at third base. The tying run, Jalen Kenny at first. White looks in for the sign. The pitch, outside for ball 1. Madison Soper is hitting .278 on the season with 1 home run and 5 RBIs. Saints down to their final out, down by 2. And that one will catch the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1 on the count. Madison Soper steps back in, ready for the third pitch of the at-bat. Outside, ball 2. Southern Oregon staying outside, not letting a pitch get in, and let Madison rope one down the line. Outside again for ball 3, 3-1. White has thrown 93 pitches on the day, might be getting a little tired, missing outside. And there is a pitch up the middle, caught by White, thrown over to Martinez for the final out of the game. And Southern Oregon will take game one of the doubleheader 4-2. We will be back in 30 minutes for the second game of the day. are here at Centennial Park. It is 4:17 in the afternoon, and Game 2 between the Carroll College Fighting Saints and the Raiders of Southern Oregon is about to start. Southern Oregon took Game 1 4-2.
Up first for the Raiders, shortstop number 8, Kelsey Randall.
Kelsey Randall, playing shortstop again, will be leading off for the Raiders. Randall went 1 for 4 with an RBI in the first game. Pitching today for the Carroll College Saints is going to be McKenna Landis. McKenna Landis is 4-1 on the season with a 4.6 ERA in 9 games and leads off the game with a strike. She has pitched 35 innings, has given up 23 earned runs, and struck out 20. Opponents are hitting .331 on her, and that ball is grounded to the left side. Taylor and Parsons collide into each other, getting the ball. Parsons' throw will not be in time, and Randall leads off the game with an infield single.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 3, Alexa Gonzalez.
Batting second for the Raiders is Alexa Gonzalez. She went 0 for 4 last game with a strikeout. And she steps in today against Landis and will line that one barely foul down the left field line. The lineup for the Raiders is going to be Randall, Gonzalez, Smith, Vasquez, Lund, Winton, Cardoza, Burke, Oliver, Landis with the pitch. Runner goes. The throw in time. Oh, but she avoids the tag. Randall able to get in under the glove, and she will pick up her 7th stolen base of the year. She is now 7 for 7 on the year. And a bunt foul. And that will be lined to Taylor, who makes the catch, throws over to Oswald at second, who cannot corral the throw, and Randall will advance on the drop ball by Oswald. Runner will be
now for the Raiders, number 15, Kayleen Smith.
Randall will move over to third base with 2 outs in the inning. Smith went 1 for 3 in the first game with a run scored. She steps in here today looking to bunt. And it was picked up by Sell, but could not get the tag on Randall as she comes in to score. And that is now going to bring up Abigail Lund. Lund was 1 for 2 in the first game with an RBI, and that will be a stolen base by Smith. Excuse me, Lund is not batting. It will be Vasquez.
To bat for the Raiders, number 11, Rebecca Vasquez.
She steps in now to the batter's box. Did not play in the first game today. And that'll be a changeup down the middle for a strike. Oh, and 2 now the count. Ball just missing that outside corner. 1 and 2 now. And that is going to be up the middle, corralled by Taylor, who will not allow Smith to come around and score. Runners now on the corner, now batting for the Southern Oregon Raiders.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 10, Abigail Lund.
Abigail Lund. Give me 2 more seconds to finish. And the ball in the dirt will allow Vasquez to move up to second base, excuse me. And that is popped up to right field, and it will drop. Davis unable to get it. The throw into second base, not in time, and 1 run will score for the Raiders. Runners now on second and third. Southern Oregon leads 2-0. Now up to bat for Southern Oregon is Megan Winton. She was
up to bat for the Raiders, number 2, Megan Winton.
Winton was 0 for 3 in the first game, but had a walk and an RBI. Ball in the dirt. Ball 1. Winton stands back in. Runners on second and third. Southern Oregon leading 2-0. And a bunt. And Allison Bear comes all the way up from first base to grab it and tag Vasquez out at the plate for the second out of the inning. Now runners on the corner.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 16, Nicole Cardoza.
Now the catcher Cardoza will be up to bat for the Raiders. Cardoza was 0 for 0 in the first game, but had 2 walks. Winton gets a big lead on that one, looking to go with the ball near the dirt, but does not. Seventh batter of the inning for Southern Oregon. High fastball, ball 2. 2-0, 2 outs in the inning. Runners on third and first. Southern Oregon leads 2-0. Landis with the pitch, high fastball, throw down the first, nothing. Allison Bear dropped the ball, but it was not enough to get the runner anyways. Lund stays at third. This will be the 18th pitch of the inning for Landis. And it's a strike down the middle. Cardoza in the box. The pitch will be low, and the bases are now loaded with 2 outs in the inning.
Up to bat now for the Raiders, number 7, Tyler Burke.
This will bring Tyler Burke to the plate. Her first at bat of the day, did not play in the first game. Burke is a .250 hitter with 2 RBIs and will take strike 1. Ball 2 in the dirt, or excuse me, ball 1 in the dirt. Burke looking to break the game open early here with a base hit. Bases loaded, 1-1 count. Fastball high for ball 2. And the next pitch will be lined into right field. Davis cuts it off. The throw to third base will be in time, but it is not corralled by Parsons. Cardoza will be safe at third. Burke into second base with the double, and Winton and Lund will score. Southern Oregon leads 4-0 in the first inning.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 21, Ilea Oliver.
This will bring up the 9th hitter of the inning, Oliver, the center fielder today. And she will take strike 1. Burke picks up her 3rd and 4th RBIs of the year. Southern Oregon now leads 4-0 in the first inning. And that will be a ground over to Bear. Bear with it, up to first base, in time to get Oliver. And that will end the first inning. Southern Oregon scores 4-0 after the top of the first. Back in the bottom of the first inning with Jaylene Kenny leading off for the Saints. She'll be followed by Paige Blake, Tiana Sell, Allison Bear, Justine Taylor, Courtney Cloud, Katie Parsons, Taylor Otswalt, and Ashley Davis. She takes strike 1 and strike 2. Pitching today for Southern Oregon is number 12, Victoria Mackey, who's 6-0 on the season with a 1.19 ERA in 10 games pitched. Ball lined down the first base line and cannot be corralled by Vasquez. Ball gets away into foul territory, and Kenny will be on with a leadoff single.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 8, Paige Blake.
Paige Blake up to bat now for the Saints. She will bunt to Gonzalez, who fires to second base to get the force out. Blake will reach first on the fielder's choice. And this will bring up Tiana Sell.
Batting for the Saints, number 28, Tiana Sell.
Tiana Sell went 1 for 3. A ground out to third base and will not be able to pull the double play. A nice pick by Vasquez.
Batting for the Saints, number 24, Allison Bayer.
Allison Bayer will step up to the plate. She was 1 for 3 in the first game, and will take ball 1. Tiana Sell on first base. Mackey looks in for the sign. The pitch fouled off to the left side of the field. 2 outs in the inning. Saints down by 4. Mackey looks in, the pitch, and that's hit softly to second base, scooped up by Smith on over to first, and that will be the end of the first inning. Saints trail 4-0. We are back here at Centennial Park for the start of the second inning. Southern Oregon leads 4-0. Randall
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 8, Kelsey Randall.
Randall will lead off for Southern Oregon here. She started the game with a single to third base. She later came around and scored in the inning. And she bunts foul. Did not reach home plate there. She'll come back and try again. Landis' second pitch will miss outside for ball 1, 1-1. Tries to lay down another bunt, but this time doesn't make contact. It'll be strike 2. And that will be hit softly over to Otswald, on over to Bear for out number 1.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 3, Alexa Gonzalez.
Alexa Gonzalez will now stand in for the Raiders. She lined out to short last inning. And will take ball 1 high. She stands back in the box. McKenna looks down for the sign. The pitch, high again for ball 2. Landis coming into today only had 8 walks on the season, averaging less than a walk per game. And that will be ball 3 in the dirt. 3-0 now for Gonzalez. Gonzalez steps in. The windup, the pitch, strike down the middle. Gonzalez thought it was a little high. She steps back in, 3-1 count. And that one will miss high for ball 4.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 15, Kayleen Smith.
Number 3 hitter for the Raiders steps in, Kayleen Smith, who singled to center field, driving in Randall, and would later score in the inning. Landis' pitch, strike down the middle. Landis has already thrown 35 pitches on the day, 20 strikes. Both Carroll starters today struggling with their command. And that is lined to Parsons at third, who turns the out at first. Or at second base, but not in time for the double play at first. 2 outs now in the inning.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 11, Rebecca Vasquez.
Vasquez now steps to the plate. She singled to short in the first inning. And this will be softly hit to Parsons. Parsons comes up, the throw in time, and that will end the second inning. Saints trail 4-0. At Centennial Field in the bottom of the second inning, Justine Taylor will lead off for the Saints. She was 2 for 3 in the first game with an RBI, and will take ball one outside. She digs back in, looking to continue her success from the first game. Fouls that one off, foul to the left side. Mackey looks in for the sign, ready, the pitch. Softly hit down the line, but foul. 1-2 now the count on Taylor. Mackey has been the ace of the staff for Southern Oregon, who's now 13-6 on the year. 6-0 with a 1.19 ERA. Ball outside. She has 24 strikeouts in 47 innings of work, so doesn't rely heavily on that punch-out pitch. Really looks for her defense to back her up. And there's a softly hit ball down the third base line, but foul again. Will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat for Taylor. And that ball will be hit up the middle, but stopped by Smith. The throw will get Taylor in time. A nice play by Smith, going to her right and sliding, making the stop with the backhand and coming up with the throw.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 18, Courtney Cloud.
Courtney Cloud now steps in for the Saints. She was 0 for 3 in the first game with a run, and that will be a bunt picked up by Mackey. The throw will be in time, getting Cloud by a step. Nice job by Mackey to quickly recover from that and get up on the ball and throw Cloud out.
Up to bat, number 5, Katie Parsons.
Katie Parsons now steps in for the Saints. She was 0 for 3 with a strikeout in the first game, and will take a ball to begin this at-bat. 2 outs in the inning. Saints trail 4-0. Mackey in with the sign, the pitch. Ball low, 2-0. Mackey has that quick delivery. Quickly gets the sign with a quick slide step towards home plate. Different than what we saw in the first game with White, who had a more long, drawn-out delivery. 3-0 now the count on Parsons. We'll see if Parsons gets the green light here to swing. The pitch, and it is a strike down the middle. Mackey with only 9 walks on the season in 48 innings of work. And that will be hit up the middle and not get by Randall, who makes a great stop, turn and throw, but cannot be handled by Vasquez. Parsons with a single up the middle.
Up to bat, number 6, Taylor Oswald.
This brings the 8-hitter of the lineup for the Saints. Up to bat, Taylor Oswald. She is playing second base, and that is a liner back to the pitcher for out number 3. Saints trail 4-0 after 2. We are back for the start of the third inning. Abigail Lund will lead off for the Raiders.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 10, Abigail Lund.
Lund was 1 for 2 in the first game with a walk and a run and an RBI. She's playing left field for Southern Oregon, and she hits the ball to left center, but will drop in front of Paige Blake for the 6th hit of the day for the Raiders.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 2, Megan Winton.
Megan Winton now steps in. She reached base on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Ball gets by Sell, but it won't be enough for Lund to move up to second base. Winton steps in. Corners of the infield in now for the Saints after a foul ball down the line. Throw down to first base by Sell just to check the runner. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Winton, excuse me. She steps in. Landis with the pitch. High changeup. Little too high though. Ball 2. Ball hit down the line, foul off the gate. And we will stay at 2-2. And Winston hits the ball down the line for a single. Lund moves up to second base, and runners on first and second, nobody out for the Raiders.
Up to bat.
Strike 1 on Cardoza, the catcher. She walked in the first inning. Landis steps in with a runner on second and first. 4-0 Southern Oregon. Ball hit up the middle to Taylor, who's able to catch and tag Lund on the run. Throws on over to first. Close play at first base. And head coach for the Saints, Aaron Jackson, will go out and discuss the play. It was tough for the umpire to see that. He was across the field and had to watch the play that unfolded right in front of him with Taylor tagging out Lund. The umpires will now meet, and they are going to say she was safe on the play. That will bring up Burke now to the plate for Southern Oregon, and it looks like they're going to talk again with the umpires. Umpires still conferring in the middle of the field. Doesn't look like anything changed, and we will have runners on first and second with 1 out. Burke doubled to right field in the first inning, scored 2 runs, her 3rd and 4th RBIs of the year. The Saints trail 4-0. Even if they don't get the runner at first base, it was still a great play by Taylor to snag the ball on a hop and come up and tag Lunn on the run, coming around behind her for the first out of the inning. Have a pinch runner in for Cardoza. We'll have that in a minute.
33 for 16.
And just like in the first game, we have Miller coming in to pinch run for Cardova at first base. Burke now steps into the batter's box. Landis, 46 pitches thrown already on the day, looking for a double play to get her out of this inning. That ball is hit in the infield, and it's going to be an out at first base. Nice job by Bear to go up and get the high throw from Landis. 2 outs, runners on 2nd and 3rd. Ilea Oliver up to plate now. And she will hit the first one foul. Ball low, 1-1. And that ball will be foul out on the right side. And that ball will be hit to shortstop Taylor with the throw out, and that will end the inning. Raiders leave 2, but lead 4-0. Now hitting for the Saints, the 9-hitter, Ashley Davis, getting her first at-bat on the day. She's playing right field for the Saints. Davis is a .294 hitter on the season with 1 RBI. First pitch from Mackey, be low for ball 1. Southern Oregon has left 5 runners on base in their 3 innings. Ball 2 outside. The Saints left 2 in the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss by Davis for strike 1. Next up, we'll turn the line over for the Saints. That ball is hit into second base. It looked like it was going to go deeper off the bat. Did not.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 11, Jalen Kenny.
Jalen Kenny will now step in. She singled in the 1st inning. And we're going to see what the call is. She did go around on that check swing for strike 1 to start off the at-bat. She stands in. Mackey with the sign, the pitch. Ball hit foul behind us. Saints trail 4-0 if you're just tuning in. Southern Oregon scored 4 runs in the 1st inning. Ball outside. It's now 1-2. Kenny steps back in. Mackey gets the sign. She's ready. The pitch. And that ball will be hit softly over to second base. Scooped up by Smith. Thrown on over to first. And that'll be out number 2.
Up to bat for the Saints, number 8, Paige Blake.
Paige Blake now stands in for the Saints. She was out on a fielder's choice in the 1st inning. Ball inside to lead off the at-bat. Ball 2 inside to Blake. 2-0 on the count now. Blake entered today hitting .364 on the season with 5 RBIs and 7 stolen bases. And another ball by Mackey. We'll see if Coach Jackson gives Blake the green light here on a 3-0 count. Corners in for the Raiders. Strike on the outside corner. Paige Blake has that approach at the plate where she stands in the back of the batter's box and runs forward and tries to slash the ball. Been effective for her last year and this year. That ball catches the outside corner for strike 2. We now have a full count. Blake steps in. Scoots the dirt around, gets to her liking. And she will not chase the high fastball, and she will be aboard for the Saints.
Up to bat for the Saints, Tiana Sell.
Tiana Sell, the 3-hitter for the Saints, steps in. She was out on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Blake a threat to steal at first base. And that ball is hit to shortstop. Randall comes up. The throw to first will be in time, and that will end the inning. Carroll trails Southern Oregon 4-0 after 3. We are back here in the top of the 4th inning. Randall will lead off for the Raiders and take ball 1 outside. She singled to third in the first inning and grounded out to second in the second inning. She has a run scored with a stolen base, and that will be ball 2 high. She steps in. Landis looks in for the sign. She's ready. The pitch will be strike, catching the low corner. 2-1 now the count. And that ball will be laced into the gap. She's going for 2, and she will be in safely with a double. Ball hit hard out to right center field for a leadoff double. Alexa Gonzalez will now step in for the Raiders. She lined out to short in the first inning and walked in the second. Nobody out in the inning. Randall on second base. And the ball is hit to left field. Cloud up with it. They will hold Randall at third, but the runner goes to second on the throw home, and Sell throws down, and now they have a pickle. Parsons throws to Sell. Sell will tag him out, and that is a double play. Gonzalez tagged out at second base, and Randall caught in the pickle will be tagged out at home by Sell. 2 outs now in the inning for the Saints.
Nice job, Saints.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 15, Kayleen Smith.
Ball 1 for Smith. And that ball will be off Landis' glove. The throw over to first will get by Bear down the right field line. And Smith is going to round for three. The throw, not in time. She gets under the tag. What a throw, though, from Davis from the right field corner. And that will bring up Vasquez.
Up to
That'll be ball one to start the at-bat. 2 outs in the inning. Smith on third after the error. And that ball will be hit to Parsons. Parsons scoops it, throws out for the third out of the inning. The Raiders leave one on at third. 4-0 Southern Oregon. We are back in the bottom of the fourth inning at Centennial Park with Allison Bear leading it off for the Saints. And she hits that one hard into center field, and it will drop in front of Oliver for a base hit, bringing up Justine Taylor. We will have a pinch runner for Allison Bear. Destry McNillis will come into the game for Allison Bear and pinch run for her. Justine Taylor steps to the plate. She grounded out to second base in the second inning. Ball outside to start the at-bat. Justine Taylor entered today hitting .389 with 5 RBIs. Ball 2 outside. The pitch coming up for Mackey will be her 40th of the day. She has 24 strikes and 15 balls. And that will be strike number 25 on the day for her. McNillis comes into the game with 2 stolen bases on the year. And that ball will be hit softly to Gonzalez at third. The throw to Smith will be in time for out number 1. Courtney Cloud steps to the plate for the Saints. And she will hit that one to second base. And the turn for 2 will not be in time. The ball gets by, but Cloud not going anywhere. Will stay at first base. 2 outs now in the inning. Katie Parsons will now stand in for the Saints. She's 1 for 1 on the day. And will take a strike for pitch 1. And ball 1 will be in the dirt. A nice stop by Cardova. And that ball will be lined out to right field over the head of Winton. Cloud coming around, coming in to score. The throw will be in, not in time. The ball is loose, and Cloud will score. Parsons reaches second base on the double. The ball beat the runner on that play, and I think that's what the coach from Southern Oregon, Coach Pistol, was asking about. But the slide knocked the ball out and allowed Cloud to score. Parsons picks up her 6th RBI of the year, and that will be foul. Now batting for the Saints is Taylor Otswald, the second baseman. Otswald grounded out to the pitcher in the second inning. 2 outs in the inning. Southern Oregon leads 4-1. And that pitch is driven up the middle. Here comes Parsons in to score with the throw off the line. Otswald up to second base on the throw, and the Saints cut the lead 4-2. And after a couple 2-out hits by the Saints, that will result in a conversation on the mound to just go over some strategy, it looks like. Otswald with the RBI single. That is her 5th RBI on the season. Saints now trail 4-2. Ashley Davis will step to the plate. She popped out to shortstop in the 3rd inning. Davis is a .294 hitter entering today with 1 RBI. Looking to pick up her 2nd RBI and cut the lead to 1. Infield at normal depth. Center field, a little shaded to right. And pitch 1 will be a ball. Oswald on second base. And that pitch will be hit to the left side. Gonzalez knocks it down, turns and throws the home plate, and it will not be in time. Safe as Oswald scores, and the Saints now trail 4-3. Now be the batter for the Saints. She's 1 for 2 on the day, and it looks like we will have a pinch runner. Brittany Hogan will be coming in to run for Ashley Davis.
19 for 27.
Brittany Hogan enters the game. She has 1 stolen base on the year in 1 attempt. Three straight hits for the Saints with 2 outs, has scored 3 runs. Infield in on the corners. First pitch for Kenny, and that one slapped up the middle for the 4th straight hit for the Saints. Hogan will stop at second. Saints with runners on at first and second for Paige Blake. Paige Blake is 0 for 1 on the day, but walked in the 3rd inning. And that will be an outside strike to start the at-bat. 4 straight hits now for the Saints with 2 outs. Against the ace for Southern Oregon, Mackey. And that ball will go just foul off of third base. 0-2 now on Paige. Paige has 5 RBIs on the season and came in today hitting .364. Ball just missing that outside corner. 1-2 now. Mackey's now thrown 52 pitches on today. Sun now starting to set in right field. That ball hit to shortstop, scooped up by Randall. The throw to first will be in time. The Saints score 3 runs on 4 straight hits. Southern Oregon leads 4-3 after 4 innings. We are back here at Centennial Field, or hits.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 10, Abigail Lund.
We have an update from Missouri, where the men's basketball team for Carroll College trails 45-34 to Campbellsville in the Elite Eight. We'll keep you up to date on that. First pitch in the dirt, nice block by Sell. Batting for Southern Oregon is Abigail Lund, 2 for 2 on the day, and she will ground to Parsons, who scoops it up. The throw is high over Bear's head, but won't go far enough as it bounced off the gate. Lund will stay at first base. Now up for Southern Oregon is Winton. Squared around but pulls back. She is 1 for 2 on the day after singling to left field in the third inning and would later come around. Or no, she scored in the first inning and singled in the third. She squares up for the bunt. Ball in the dirt again. Pulls back, now 2-0. Winton entered today hitting .304 with 1 home run and 2 RBIs. She squares around again for the bunt. Pulls back, but that one catches the inside corner for strike 1. 2-1 now the count. Coach Pistol will have a talk with her hitter. Make sure they're on the same page. Abigail Lund at first base. Nobody out in the inning. Southern Oregon has 9 hits on the day, while leaving 6 runners on. Carroll College with 7 hits, leaving 5 runners on. The pitch is bunted to Landis, who will pick up, throw to first to get the out. 1 away now as Lund moves to second base. Catcher Cardozo will come up to the plate now for Southern Oregon, and will take strike 1 to begin her at bat. She takes high strike 2. She is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. And she will softly tap that one foul in front of the catcher. Come back to the plate. 0-2, the count. Landis steps up, finds the pitch. And that one is hit out to left center field, making the catch is Cloud on the run for the second out of the inning. Now batting for the Raiders is Burke. Burke is 1 for 2 on the day with a double and 2 RBIs in that first inning. Steps into the batter's box. Landis with the sign. The pitch. Catches the outside corner for strike 1. Southern Oregon leading 4-3. They have a runner on second base with 2 outs in the inning. Landis' pitch. Misses the outside corner. Ball 1. Landis, this will be her 70th pitch of the day. 45 strikes, 24 balls. And that one is hit up the middle to Blake. The throw to the plate will not be in time, but they might have the chance at second. They don't make the throw. An RBI single for Burke, her third of the day, and will advance to second on the throw. Oliver now steps up to the plate for Southern Oregon. And will take strike one. She's 0 for 2 after grounding out to first and short. Southern Oregon now leads 5-3. And that ball is hit, but foul down the right field line. Missing by about 2-3 feet down that line. It would have been another run for Southern Oregon. So after Carroll scored 3 runs on 2 outs, the Raiders strike back with a run in the 5th inning on a 2-out single by Burke. Landis steps up to the rubber, looks in for the sign. She's ready. The pitch. Barely missing that outside corner for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Oliver, the 9-hitter in the lineup for the Raiders. And she will foul that one off. It's been a beautiful day here at Centennial Park. And strike 3 for Landis. Raiders score 1 in the 5th and lead Carroll College 5-3. We are back in the bottom of the 5th inning. We had a change for the Raiders as Martinez came in to play first base for Vasquez. Sell takes ball 1. And a quick update for Carroll College men's basketball. They now trail 55-34 with 15 minutes left in the second half of their Elite 8. Ball hit foul down the line. 1-1 now the count. Sell is 0 for 2 on the day, with a fielder's choice in the 1st inning and a ground out to short in the 3rd. She entered today as Carroll's top hitter with a .405 average. And that one is hit hard in the center field, but right at Oliver for out number 1. Now up for the Saints, the sophomore first baseman, Allison Bear. She's 1 for 2 on the day with a single to center field in the fourth. And she will take strike one on that outside corner. Mackey with 57 pitches on the day, 38 of them have been strikes. Really attacking that outside corner. Allison will pop that one up behind first base. Smith has it for out number 2. Justine Taylor will be the third batter of the inning for the Saints. She's 0 for 2 on the day. And that one is lined foul down the right field line. Taylor was 2 for 3 in the first game of the day. And she squares up for a bunt, pulls back, and will take ball one on that outside. 1-1 the count. Saints trail 5-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch is lined over Randall's head into the gap. Taylor going for 2. They bobble the ball out in center field, and that will be a double for Justine Taylor. Cloud will step in for the Saints after Justine Taylor's double. Taylor's second double of the year. Cloud is 0 for 2 with a run scored after she reached base in the 4th inning on a fielder's choice. Mackey's pitch hit softly to Mackey, over to first for the out, and the Saints will leave one on, and they trail 5-3 after 5 innings. And we are back in the top of the 6th inning. Southern Oregon leading Carroll 5-3. Due up for the Raiders, Randall, Gonzalez, and Smith, top of the order.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 8, Kelsey Randall.
Randall is 2 for 3 on the day, a single in the 1st inning and a double in the 4th. And she'll take ball one outside. Sweeping off the dirt, make sure we can see the plate. Landis has 76 pitches on the day, 50 of them strikes. She struggled a little early in the game with her command, but has settled down. That ball will be easily ground out to first. Allison Baird takes it for the unassisted first out of the inning. Alexa Gonzalez now steps in. She is 1 for 2 on the day with a single in the fourth and walked in the second. And she lines one barely foul down the left field line. Southern Oregon has left 7 runners on base after 10 hits. Carroll College leaving 6 runners on after their 8 hits. High changeup, ball 1. 1-1 now the count. The 2 errors have proven very costly for the Saints in this game. And Gonzalez will single into left field, and she'll be aboard with 1 out in the inning. Three-hitter for the Raiders is up, Kayleen Smith. She's 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Her hit coming in a bunt single to the catcher in the first inning. Squared around the bunt, draws back, but it caught the lower half of the strike zone for strike 1. Ball high, Sale makes the throw down to first base. Check in on Gonzalez, 1-1 the count. Smith also has a run and a stolen base today. Sun now starting to set in right field, about 55 degrees here in Helena. Foul tip, strike 2. 1-2 the count. And that ball will get away from Sell as it bounced, hit off her helmet, and rolled to her left. Gonzalez will move up on the wild pitch. Now a runner in scoring position. 2-2 the count, 1 out in the inning. That ball is hit to Parsons off her glove. And that will be a base hit. Runners on first and second now for Southern Oregon. Taylor Martinez will now step up to the plate. This is her first at-bat of the game, coming in as a defensive sub last inning. She played first base in the first game for the Raiders. She went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a strikeout. Ball 2, 2-0 now the count. 1 out in the inning. Runners on first and second. Southern Oregon leading 5-3 currently in the top of the 6th inning. And that will be low for ball 3. And Sell will go out and have a quick talk with her pitcher. Martinez, coming into today, was a .083 average. 4 RBIs. So we'll see if they give her the green light. They do not, and it'll be a strike down the middle. Infield back for Carroll, looking for the inning-ending double play. And that ball will be hit on the ground. Bear over to third for the out. 2 outs now in the inning with runners on first and second. Abigail Lunn now steps to the plate. And first pitch will be in the dirt for ball 1. Lunn is 2 for 3 on the day with a double, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. She doubled in the first and singled in the third, then reached in the 5th inning. Ball 2. Landis with 92 pitches on the day. Might be getting a little tired. Landis, in her 6 starts on the season, completed 2 of them. And will miss high for ball 3. 3-0 now. We'll see if Lunn, having a hot day today at the plate, will get the green light. She does not, and Landis sinks in a changeup. 3-1. Smith at second base. Martinez at first for the Raiders. Landis' pitch, and that ball will be popped up. Otswalt and Davis catches it, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. Southern Oregon strands 2, but leads 5-3 entering the bottom of the 6th inning. And we are back in the bottom of the 6th inning. Katie Parsons will step up for the Saints and take ball 1 low. Parsons is 2 for 2 on the day with a double in the 4th inning that scored a run, and then she later scored in the inning. That was part of the 3-run 4th inning for the Saints, all coming with 2 outs. And that one is lined up the middle, and that will reach the wall. Oliver comes over, does a nice job to cut it off and hold Parsons to a single. Now batting for the Saints is Taylor Oswald. She's 1 for 2 with an RBI in the 4th inning. And that one will be a fly ball out to right field. Winton under it for out number 1. Now the 9-hitter for the Saints, Ashley Davis, to the plate. She's 1 for 2 with an RBI and will take strike 1 to begin the at-bat. Parsons on first base, 1 out in the inning. Saints trail 5-3. And that ball is hit softly to third, over to second for 1. Not in time for the double play. 2 outs in the inning, and Jalen Kenny will now come to bat for Carroll. Jalen Kenny steps up to the plate, 2 for 3 on the day, takes outside ball 1. She singled to first in the first inning and singled to center in the fourth. Ashley Davis on first base for the Saints, 2 outs in the inning. And that ball will catch the outside corner for strike 1. Mackey will be throwing her 70th pitch of the day right now. 47 strikes, 22 balls. That ball is hit softly out into left field, but foul by about 2 or 3 feet. Brings the count to 1-2. Been a beautiful day for softball, and we expect the same tomorrow when the Saints will take on third-ranked Oregon Tech starting at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And Kenny chases that one outside, and that will end the 6th inning for the Saints. Southern Oregon leads 5-3. We are back in the 7th inning at Centennial Park.
Up to bat for the Raiders, the 6th hitter in the lineup, number 2, Megan Winton.
Megan Winton will lead off the inning, and she'll be followed by the catcher Cardova and the designated hitter Burke. Winton is 1 for 2 on the day with a single to left field. She later scored and will take ball 1 high. Landis misses inside for ball 2. 2-0 the count. That one is popped up into foul territory. Parsons under it and catches it for the first out. Cardoza will now step in for the Raiders. She is 0 for 2 on the day, but walked in the first inning. She was out on a fielder's choice in the 3rd and flew out to left in the 5th. That'll be a early strike 1. Landis ahead 0-1. And that one is hit softly with the diving catch is Otswald for the second out of the inning. A nice play by Otswald.
Up to bat for the Raiders, number 7, Tyler Burke.
Burke will now stand in for Southern Oregon. She is 2 for 3 on the day with a double and 3 RBIs. And she will lay down a bunt. Sell comes up with it. The throw will not be in time. And she picks up her 3rd hit of the day. Oliver now stands in, and that ball is in the dirt and will get away, bounces off of Oliver, and Burke will move to second base on the wild pitch. Oliver steps back in. And we'll take strike 1 on the outside corner. Oliver 0 for 3 on the day with 2 groundouts and a strikeout. And she will take a nice changeup by Landis. Started at the top of the numbers and dropped in. 1 and 2 now the count. And Landis comes inside with a fastball. Misses. Two outs in the inning, runner on second base. And another ball will get by, and Burke will move up again to third. Full count now with 2 outs. The payoff pitch. And it's going to be slapped to second base. Otswald comes up, makes the throw, and that will do it in the 7th. Carroll comes to bat needing 2 runs to tie the game. And we are back in the bottom of the 7th inning. Carroll trailing by 2. Paige Blake squares around for a bunt, catches the outside corner for strike 1. The Saints have Blake, Sell, and Harper up at the plate in the bottom half of the 7th. And she will slap that one to third. Gonzalez comes up. The throw will get Blake by a step for out number 1.
Up to bat, number 28, Tiana Sell.
Mackey's glove and over to first for the out. Saints down to their final out. Allison Bear steps in with 2 outs on the bottom of the 7th inning. She's 1 for 3 with a single to center field. And that one will be right up the middle to Mackey, who snags it, and over to first for the win. Southern Oregon 5, Carroll College 3. We will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. for Carroll College versus number 3 Oregon Tech here in Centennial Park.